Hello students, my name is Miten Chit. Welcome to Sri Jayendra's Rank Zone classes. I am your friend and mentor for coming classes with respect to physics. This is lecture number 1 for the chapter Units and Measurement. So let's begin. First of all, we would like to know that what are units and what are the measurements. So begin with the physical quantity. What do we understand by this? Any physical quantity. In previous classes, we have understood about this. We have learned about the physical quantities. But how can we define that? What we can write is that all quantities that can be measured directly or indirectly are called physical quantity. For examples, which are they? Think. We can consider mass, we can consider force, we can consider the length, we can consider electric current, etc. So this all are the physical quantities that can be measured directly or indirectly, and this all are the known as the physical quantities. Yes, now move to the measurement. What is it? So we simply say that if or it is a process in which we compare amount of physical quantity with a standard amount of that quantity, with a standard amount of that quantity. So what is measurement? We can say that it is a process which we compare amount of physical quantity with a standard amount of that quantity. Let us say, for an example, suppose we considered a volume of a water. Let's say it's in 10 liters of water would be there. Now this 10, it is a numerical value, and this liters, it is a standard quantity. We mean it's a units. Let us take few more examples. We say a distance is 10 meter. So again, this is numerical value, followed by its units. We say a force of 20 Newton. You might know that force is measured in Newton. This 20 is a numerical value, and this Newton, it is a units. So these are the units by which we measured certain values, we measured certain physical quantities. So with these examples, we understand that any quantity can be defined such as this is Q equals to N into U, where N is the numerical value And u, u is the unit, while we say q is the amount of standard quantity. Yes, I hope these things are clear. So let's move on. What are the units and how it should look like? So how can you define units? What are they? What we can understand from the units are that all physical quantities are measured with respect to a standard magnitude of same physical quantity, which has a constant magnitude. These are called units, like meter, or let's say kilogram, or second, etc. So when we can compare a certain quantities with certain constant magnitude, constant, while we say constant, we understand that that cannot be changed by over a time, over a temperature, or over a pressure. They are the standard one. So when we compare certain things with a standard magnitude of same physical quantity, they are known as the units. When we consider the units, these are the certain characteristics of a unit. Characteristics of a unit. First, it should be well defined. It should be predefined that what 1 second would be, or what 1 meter should be, or what 1 kg would be, and so on. It should be easily accessible. Next, access would be with everyone so that every person or every human being can use it. Next, size of unit should not be too small or too large. So let us suppose if we want to measure a length of a certain desk, that we can measure in the length in the terms of centimeter. But if we are about to measure a very long distances, let us say the distance from the planet Earth to a sun. So when if we are using a centimeter as a unit, we cannot measure it. So for that, for a very longer distance, we have certain different units. You might know that astronomical units would be there, which can measure a very long distances. One more unit is there, which is a light year. It's an distance traveled by a light in 1 year. So they are the light year. We have one more, matlab, we can use a parsec, we can use astronomical units, but we cannot use the centimeter. So wisely we need to choose a unit to measure a certain objects. If we want to measure a length of a table, we can use centimeter or we can use a meter. If we want to measure a distance between two cities, we are using a kilometers. So Size of unit should not be too small or too large. And one more thing, as we have already discussed, that units should not be changed with respect to places, with respect to time, with respect to temperature. At all temperatures, at all pressures, at all time, their value would be the same. Like as if in a month of January, 1 meter would be defined as something. We cannot say that in a month of March or in a month of August, the value of a 1 meter would be different one. They are the same. It is universally same. It would be the same at every places. Yes, I hope this much clear. Okay. Next, let us move on to the different systems that people use previously and what we are going to use now onwards. That in previously, according to the location to location, I mean geographical locations, different people are using different systems. So let us summarize them. One system is the CGS system, another is the MKS system. One more system people were preferring was the MKS. Ideally, it is an MKS only. And one more system, they are the FPS system. So people are using this many systems at different locations. So basically, they are interested in measurement of the length, in measurement of mass, in measurement of time. While people are using CGS system, they measure the length in centimeters, they measure the mass in the gram, and they measure the time in second. The people who are using the MKS system, they measure the length in meters, they measure the mass in kilogram, they measure the time in second. People who are using MKS system, they are little advanced than the MKS. They know even the electric current would be required. So it is basically an advanced version of MKS only. They measure the length in meter, they measure the mass in kilogram, they measure the time in second, they measure the electric current in ampere. These are the MKS system. Another people, they are using the FPS system. This length, for the length they are using foot, for the mass they are using pound, for the time they are using seconds. Generally British people using the FPS system in previous days, yes. But it is very odd to convert foot to centimeter or foot to meter. Did you remember what is conversion of foot to the meter or foot to the centimeter? Please do remember this. We know that 1 foot is equals to 30 centimeter, or you can say it is an approximately 12.5 inches. 1 pound approximately 0.450 gram approximately, and second, so these are the previously used systems. So what the difficulty arises, that different location have different systems. So when you trade between two different geographical locations, it would be very difficult to trade between, because a certain people, let us say ki certain people are there which are in the which are in the Britain, and they want to sell something in the USA, or they want to sell something in the India. So an Indian people will understand a meter and centimeter, and British people will understand the FPS system. So they need to set up a one converter kind of thing which can convert their units, and they can trade between. So this is the difficulty. So to remove all the difficulties, a scientist has situated a one unique system, that is what we call as an SI system. It's an international system. Which are there? Let's look at that. So what they do is they have defined SI system. They have defined certain quantities which they considered as in fundamental quantities. So they understand what are the requirements. They understand the length would be the required, mass would be the required, time would be the required, temperature required, electric current, amount of substance, and luminous intensity. They consider these are the fundamental quantities. This would be the required. So they have defined these 7 quantities that when we are using length, we are using mass, we are using time, this sort of units would be required, such as for length we need to unit it in a meter only. For mass we need to calculate it in a kg only. For time we need to use in a second only. Temperature, it is a Kelvin. Electric current, it is an ampere. Amount of substance, it is a mole. And luminous intensity, it is a candela, CD. This is candela. Yes. uh, I think other with the other units you are familiar with. So they set up that these are the 7 fundamental quantities. And this is needs to be used while using this many quantities. So for length it would be a meter, for mass it would be an kg, for time it would be a second, for temperature it would be a Kelvin, electric current it would be an ampere, amount of substance they are the mole, luminous intensity it would be a candela. But you might thinking that even in ninth class, in 10th class, we have learned some other quantities too, such as speed, such as force. Where are they? Because in the SI system you can see only the 7 quantities. So what they do is they have derived two kind of quantities. So all physical quantities are primarily divided into two quantities. One is the fundamental quantities, other is the derived quantities, and one more segregation would be there. They are the supplementary quantities. So what are the fundamental quantities? All SI units, that 7 units are come under the fundamental quantities. Which are they? They are the length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of substance, and luminous intensity. All this 7 quantities come under the category of our fundamental quantities. Which are the derived quantities? So what they understood by a derived quantity is every quantity that has been derived from this 7 fundamental quantities. Let us say, suppose we considered a speed. Now what is that? In ninth classes we understand that what the speed is distance divided by time. Now distance is a unit, or distance would be in a category of length, time would be in a category of second. So distance by time, by helping of distance and time we are calculating a speed. So speed is a derived quantity. Let us take one more example. So if we need to consider a unit of the speed, distance would be measured in meter, time would be measured in second. So unit of a speed is meter per second. Let us suppose move to the next. Let's say force. Do you remember the formula of a force? think think a little. Yes, force is equals to mass into acceleration. So mass, it's in kilogram. Acceleration, it is meter per second square. So this force or the speed and many other are considered as a derived quantities. So speed, force, you can say velocity, you can say acceleration, you can say pressure, you can say thrust, you can say certain forces, you can say acceleration due to gravity. All this are considered as a derived quantities. Okay, next let us move to the supplementary quantities. These are the unique one. Two supplementary quantities are there. First is the plane angle, and the second, it's a sorry it's a solid angle. So two supplementary quantities are there. One is the plane angle, another is the solid angle. So let's move to the supplementary quantities in certain details, because we know the fundamental quantities, we know the derived quantities, but we have no idea over the plane angle and solid angle. So let's move on to the supplementary quantities. Supplementary quantities begin with the plane angle. Probably in geometry classes you might have doing this. Let us suppose this is circular arc. This is radius r. Even this is the radius. Let us say this is point O. This is arc. It's in length L. And let's say this is an angle beta. So in geometry you are saying that angle, it's an equals to arc divided by radius. So here in this case beta is equals to arc. Arc is the length L and radius is the arc r. So this is plane angle. Take a one circle, cut out a certain kind of a circular segment. The length would be the arc, and you know the radius. So angle would be equals to arc by radius. Yes, unit of plane angle, it is radian. This is the SI system. According to the SI system, we are going to use a radian. Certain conventional units which we have used in previous classes, please remember, you are using degree. Just say sine 30 degree, cos 30 degree, tan 30 degree, all this. So you have used degrees as a conventional unit, but when and when we calculate a certain things in terms of the angles, we are going to use a radian. Okay, now next let's move to the solid angle. Assume a conical section. Let us suppose this is an angle beta, but this three-dimensional angle would be there. This is it. Look at this. This is ohm. This unit, do you remember where do you use it last? Yes, you have used it in 10th class to represent a resistance value. It's an ohm. Yes, this is a symbol of the solid angle. So what is it? So we can write it. This is a circular section. This is a point O. This is the radius R, and solid angle sigma would be equals to area, this circular section, divided by R square. It is a ratio of the area to the R square, and its unit is st radian. We write it like this. It's an st dot radian. We pronounce it as a st radian. I hope these things are clear. Okay, one more thing that is to be required is we need a conversion of radian and degree and all that. Okay, so please take a look at this. First of all, what are the values of pi? You are knowing that pi could be written as 22 by 7. Absolutely correct. It could be written as 3.14. Yes, even that is correct. One more value, we could write it as a 180 degree. It is a degree. So pi could be written as 22 by 7. Correct. 3.14. Absolutely correct. And one more that you learned today, it is 180 degree. So if we have been asked about pi by 2, it would be a 90 degree. If it would be a pi by 4, it's an 180 by 4, that is of 45 degree. Let us suppose that it is a pi by 3, it's an 180 by 3, it is a 60 degree, and so on. So you know one more thing, that is a pi would be equals to 180 degree. Okay, let's move to the conversion. 1 degree is equals to pi divided by 180 radian. So when I need to convert from degree to radian, I need to multiply with the pi by 180. One more would be the one more representation would be there. 1 degree, this is one quotation. This we pronoun as a minute. 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. When we use a double quotation, it is a seconds. This minutes and seconds have just similar name with our timing system, but they are not having any relation with our hour, minute and second system. So they are having a similarity in their name. They are not having any similarities with that timing systems. So remember this: 1 minute equals to 60 seconds. 1 degree is equals to 60 minutes. Remember, single quotation stands for the minutes. So 1 degree is equals to 60 minutes, and we have already written 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. So please think, what would be the conversion of degree to the second? 1 degree should be equals to 3600 seconds. So 1 degree is equals to 3600 seconds. I hope this things clearly. So let us revise very fast what we have learned from beginning, that we know the what are the units, what are the measurement, how the unit should behave like, what are the different systems that in elderly people are using. They are the CGS, they are the MKS, they are the MKSA, they are the FPS. So to remove the consistency from this all systems, we have developed a certain new system that we call as an SI system. SI system have a 7 quantities. Which are they? One would be the length, another would be the mass, next time, next electric current, next temperature, next amount of substance, next luminance intensity. These 7 are known as the fundamental quantities. With the help of this, whatever quantities we are going to derive, they are the derived quantities. We call them as a derived quantities. Let us suppose say acceleration, say velocity, say speed, say force, say pressure, etc. And one more category of quantities would be, they are the supplementary quantities. Supplementary quantities are two. One is the plane angle, another is the solid angle. Plane angle is having a unit of radian, and solid angle is having a unit of steradian. So, and we have learned the conversion from one system to another, that is for the specifically for the supplementary quantities, such as pi would be represented as 180 degree as well. 1 degree would be equals to pi by 180 radian. 1 degree would be also stands for 60 minutes. Remember that single quotation is pronounced as a minute and double quotation is pronounced as a seconds. So 1 degree is equals to 60 minutes. 1 degree is equals to 3600 seconds. So I hope these things are clear. This is enjoyable to you, me as well. Thank you so much. That's it for today.